This time around, I left my car at the shop in Sharjah. This shop was recommended to me by a friend of mine, actually a colleague, and allegedly the guy is really good with BMW, Mercedes, Audi, in general with German cars. However, he doesn't speak much English, and I have a guy who is actually helping me, the guy from Sharjah, to help me mediate this deal and translate and keep me in the loop. But again, it didn't work out as well as I had planned. I've tried another shop. Today I'm on my way to go and pick it up. Let's see how it goes. I'll share what the work was that has been done to the car, but I don't expect much. And let's see. Anyways, the car was dropped off on Monday. Now it's Saturday, so I had to rent something for these 5 days, and the only thing available was this Chevy Groove. It's a US spec car. And if you had your experiences with the US spec cars, it's usually a flood damage or a junk title, or at least a salvage title at that matter. And I didn't want to check the VIN. I didn't want to obsess with it. I just hoped the car was fine, and knock on wood, it worked for the past 5 days. So let me just walk you around the car for a bit and share my thoughts, and let's go again to Sharjah. Here it is, my ride for the past 5 days. It actually looks really nice from the front. I like what Chevy has been doing recently with the headlights. It reminds me of the Camaro, but as you already know, this one is far away from it. Has fog lights, relatively beautiful design. It comes with a front wheel drive only. Of course, most of these cars will be used to be driven around the city. Even though it's a crossover, the most it can cross over is a speed bump. So, as you can tell, as a rental, even though it's November 2022 year of production, so 23 model, it's already been in an accident. The lines are not matching. The trim, the cals have already started going out because here it's very hot and the quality of the plastic is not up to par, and it's already starting to let go. You can see also the paint peeling and oxidizing here on the driver's rear view mirror. And when I rented a car, it took me almost a minute. I was looking around the cabin trying to find a way to open up the mirror, but then I remembered, yeah, it's actually a manual thing to do. Plain roof, there is no moonroof or sunroof. Beautiful color though, really like it. Indicators on the mirrors, that's cool. There's 16s on the front with the discs, and I'm happy to see that there's discs in the back as well, because there's one model, I think it's Toyota Rush, it has drum brakes on the rear, so this is a plus. Nice touch over there to make it seamless, so it looks like it's all a glass panel. Fake diffuser, of course, looks sexy, not. LT equipment, pretty basic. Has a backup camera, and that's about it from the features. And it still has the plastic on the trunk and also in the footwell. After all, it's a rental, as well as covers on the seats. You don't want to be bothered with cleaning that after you return it to them, because they expect you not to treat it as well as you should. No power gate option, at least on this one. In the front, nothing to write home about. Not much space. Passenger and the driver are right next to one another. You get the armrest, some cubby space underneath, 2 cup holders, digital AC. I like these buttons here. They remind me of a design you will find probably something like a Lamborghini. A screen, touch screen. In the driver's seat, the experience is pretty much the same as you will get in an Opel Corsa or some small Chevy Spark or a city car. This is just a small city car on steroids, so it looks a bit larger. Steering wheel, it looks nice, but this is not leather. It's just perforated and it got the stains to look like it is. And here's your cruise control, radio control, like whole media. Automatic CVT transmission with Eco and Sport mode. Digital AC, single zone climate control. And of course the Lamborghini buttons. Locking and unlocking the doors. ESP, hazards, and tire pressure monitor system. Radio comes with a touch screen. Let me put the volume down a bit. It's responsive, but not as much as you would like it to be sometimes. However, it's not too bad. In the settings you have your display setup, system setup, general setup, and of course your time and date settings. Then you have Bluetooth to connect your phone, radio, music, Bluetooth connectivity for the music, and you have the Android Auto as well. The door panels materials are hard plastic, just as expected. Vinyl wrapped armrest, controls on the side, small pocket at the bottom of the door, lock and unlock feature. The glove compartment is big enough to store a bag of chips, I suppose, and there's plenty of headroom all throughout the cabin. Now we're about to merge on a highway. Listen. Let's go. See the RPMs going up and down and up and down and up, like it's constantly trying to find its space in the coordinate system, but it just doesn't happen. Let's go. Here we are at a decent speed of 120 on a highway. I'm starting to lose my hearing. The car starts to shake. I don't feel safe anymore. But anywho, let's get to Sharjah and pick up our old lady. Thing I noticed midday when I drive, you can see in the mirror how much the vent is blocking the view. Maybe not from the angle that I'm recording right now, but when I'm driving, it really diminishes my field of vision, and it's kind of a danger. But I guess also one of the things that you get used to after a while. But for now, it's tricky. From the dead stop. I'm not sure if camera can pick it up. microphone should be able to pick it up, because you see, you hear that? When I first took the car, I'm gonna talk about the suspension real quick. But when I picked up the car, I stepped on the gas and I heard that wobble in the front. It sounded like the top engine noise. But soon I realized it's just the CVT, which we all know continuously variable transmissions are loud in itself, but when I drove the Nissan X-Trail, it was not as loud as this. Maybe it was, but at least the cabin insulation was better. And I believe that at this price range, I think they started 65 or 70,000 dirhams new. I think at this price range you need to weigh out your pros and cons, and I guess one of the cons is the lack of proper insulation for the noise. Also, at higher speeds you feel a lot of wind noise, a lot of tire noise, and the 1.5 liter turbo inline 4 doesn't have any power to it. When you step on the gas, there's a lot of noise. You can see the CVT really trying hard and the little engine pushing as hard as it can, but still, on account of speeding up, nothing happens. See? This car feels at home from 80 to 100 kilometers an hour. Anything above that is just too much for it. It starts to feel shaky, doesn't feel safe. And if there is a car that can make you feel tiny on a highway and can give you an imposter syndrome, it must be this one. I think that Hyundai Creta at this price range is a much better vehicle. I didn't get to make a video about it, but hopefully soon I will. Where this car pays off its dividends is the gas economy. I put 100 dirham for a full tank. The tank takes 45 liters, and with those 100 dirham I was able to go for a bit more than 450 kilometers, out of which 250 were on a highway and 200 in the city. For going about the city, it's the best recommendation. It's a tiny car, well proportioned, power steering is very light, easy to maneuver in the city, but again, don't take it on a highway. I know after more than 200 kilometers on the highway, you start to pay the price. The seats are very uncomfortable after that long, and also all the noises that you feel and the vibrations from the transmission, from the wind noise, all of that combined makes you want to think twice if you need a vehicle that you want to take out on a highway regularly. I highly advise to reconsider another one. This one will not be the one for you. AC blows well. Now, what I wanted to mention is the suspension. Yeah, it's all right, but once you reach that, oh, there we go. See that? See what I mean? I don't know if the microphone picks up how noisy that was, but it was very noisy. So the suspension is fine. It absorbs. It's not uncomfortable, but once you hit a stronger bump or the road imperfection, it shakes you up really well. After all, what you pay for is what you get, and I think if someone who doesn't really mind all these things, after all, they're all details. It's not something you cannot live with. I think this car can be a good choice, but to have it until 150,000 kilometers, because this car, after a year and a half and 38,000 kilometers on the clock, it's only going to go downhill from here in terms of rattling noises, in terms of comfort, in terms of seat comfort. So I believe up to 100 to 150,000 kilometers It's a good daily, it's a good city runner. I'm happy I got a chance to take it out for a test drive. I don't see myself ever going back to it unless I really have to. If there is any other choice, my opinion is I will take it. But if this is the only choice, then again I will rent it. But if there is any other option, I will go for it. I cannot wait to go pick up my car and make my way back to Abu Dhabi in luxury and comfort and sound insulation. 20-year-old, but still excellent.